All right, so 7.1 is number 48. What am I supposed to do with this freaking thing? We've got 70w squared minus 110 equals 0. And I forgot to read the directions.
Just extract the roots.
Yeah, I'm supposed to solve, right? You guys all see that? Let's just clue that you're supposed to solve instead of evaluate.
Equals sign.
Yeah, there's an equal sign, right? So this is really asking a question about the output of a function, right? You guys all see that? If I think about this as a function, right? This thing is really asking the question, what w into, I don't know, we should give this thing a name. Let's call it f of w, just to be really creative, right? What w into f of w gives 0 out? You guys kind of see that? That's really the question we're trying to ask here. That's really what solve is about. Solve is about the inputs of a function. Evaluate is about getting the output of a function. So here I'm trying to find an input. All right, how do I go about doing that? Okay, so really we're unraveling the rule for f, right? You guys all see that? So we're going to add 110 to both sides. So we've got 70w squared is 110. Then what? Okay, then we should divide by 70. So we should get w squared is 110 over 70. Then what? Square root both sides. Anybody seeing the simplify that they could do instead?
He's going to make it 11 over 7.
You guys all see that?
Yeah.
Is that a deal breaker that I didn't see that right now? Not really. So you could do that. Let's not, since most of us didn't see it. So we'll plus minus square root both sides. What do we get? We get w is plus or minus the square root of 110 over 7, right? Okay. Now, the question you were actually asking was, do I have to rationalize the denominator,
Yeah,
right?
because I split mine out for 110, square root of 110 over square root of 70.
Okay. So we could rewrite, yeah, as w is plus or minus the square root of 110 over the square root of 70. There's this process your book calls rationalizing the denominator that I give 0 shits if you know how to do. The reason for that, rationalizing the denominator, and really I would rather if we called it rationalizing the bottom, right? This is a process for comparing fractions that the utility of was really lost when we got calculators. Right? If I want to know about how big this number is, am I going to figure out what the bottom, am I going to make the bottom 70 and then compare it to other things around 7 in 70ths? No, I'm just going to cram this thing in a calculator and get a decimal approximation, right? The utility used to be that we could compare numbers, right, by making the bottoms the same, and then we could talk about how many 70ths this thing was. I don't care if you know how to do that anymore, because that's not how we do it. Cool. The thing I would prefer that you do is not this rewrite step, but the other rewrite step, which is to say, maybe we should do that simplification under the square root. Yeah, so the best I can get this is to 11 over 7. And then if you really want to, you could rewrite this as w is plus or minus the square root of 11 over the square root of 7. And I'm not going to take points away from you if you rationalize the bottom, but I don't care if you do it. Cool? Some of you have no idea what those words mean, right? That's fine, I don't care. Cool? If you really want to know, there's a section in the book you can read.